Hi, I'm Brett Parker, multimedia specialist for Dairy Foods Magazine. And today we're highlighting the California Milk Advisory Board. They are orchestrating the seventh annual Real California Pizza Contest, a nationwide search for the best pizza recipes that showcase real California cheese and dairy products. The contest opened to professional chefs and culinary students across the U.S. Will award $30,000 in total prize money from the most innovative use of cow's milk cheeses from California. Here to discuss this is Katie Cameron, Food Service Business Development for the California Milk Advisory Board. Katie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Brett.
Can you explain how the Real California Pizza Contest first came into existence?
Sure. The contest launched, as you mentioned, 7 years ago, and California really wanted to bring attention to our California cheeses and dairy in food service. We're the largest producer of mozzarella, and we have the largest number of pizza restaurants in the country. So pizza seemed like a natural fit for us, and a great canvas to showcase not just the mozzarella cheese, but also all the artisan cheeses that we produce here in the state. And we produce about 250 varieties and styles of cheese here. And about 2 years ago, we went back and celebrated 5 years of the contest with our Tournament of Champions. And that was a competition where we brought back some of the winners and we had them compete for an all expense paid trip to Naples, Italy, which is where the prestigious Caputo Cup is held every year. It's probably the largest pizza competition in the world to use California cheese on the international stage. And I'm happy to report that in 2024, the top three finalists in the North American division all used California cheese on their pizzas there. So it was a big moment for California dairy.
In past contests, what were some of the most innovative uses of California cheese and dairy you've witnessed?
They've all been very cheese centric. That's part of the requirements. But I will say, in 2022, we had a chef, David Jacobson, based in San Francisco, and his pizza was the Gold Rush pizza, and I think he had something like 6 California cheeses on that pizza. It was everything from Monterey Jack, which is a California original, and provolone to fresh mozzarella. He had a triple cream brie on that pizza, and then he married those with heavy cream, fingerling potatoes, smoked sea salt, pancetta. It was complex, it was rich, it was delicious. The great representation of California cheese.
Do you feel California dairy offers something distinctive and special compared to dairy from other states?
We are the largest dairy state in the country. We've got over 1,000 family dairy farms, 99% of which are still family owned today, and we produce nearly a fifth of the nation's milk supply. We also have some of the most forward-thinking farmers in the country as it pertains to sustainability efforts and land stewardship. We produce about 400 agricultural products in the state of California, all of which have byproducts, and cows are natural upcyclers. So about 40% of our cows' diet is these byproducts that are produced through agriculture here in the state. It's everything from almond hulls to citrus pulp. And our cows save up to 15,000 tons that would normally go into a landfill on a daily basis. That's what they're eating. And I'll lastly say, chefs and their customers want to know where their food comes from, and sustainability is really important to them. We've got a great story to tell here in California. We're reducing water, we're reducing our carbon footprint. We're doing a lot with generating solar energy and using that on our farms. We've got our methane digesters up and running and doing a lot around cow comfort. So we've got a lot of great things that we're doing here that are worthy of talking about.
Now, in a world with increasing uses of non-dairy dairy substitutes, why do you feel using authentic cheese and dairy for pizza is still so important?
Well, there's really no comparison to using cow's milk mozzarella on a pizza. It's got a great mouthfeel, great stretch, fresh flavor, and it really just performs the best. From a non-dairy substitute perspective, it's not exactly a clean label. You got to do a lot to that product to make it perform like real cheese. But we recognize that customers want to eat a little bit differently now than maybe they used to. So a few years ago, we added a category to our pizza contest called Plant Forward. It's a great opportunity for our chefs to be able to bring in fresh vegetables, seasonal fruits, but not mess with the cheese.
Okay, so if people still want to enter the contest, how can they do so, and where online can they find out more information about it?
Sure. Well, as you mentioned at the onset, it is open to professional chefs and culinary students here in the US through May 16th. And they can find more information on our website, which is Real California Milk Food Service /pizza contest, or Real California Milk Food Service. And then you can click on the link at the top, which is contests and events. We have 3 categories, and on the menu category, which is really focused on things that chefs might already have on their menu. So from a commercial viability standpoint, all the numbers work. We also have 3 cheese, which really highlights the different variety of cheeses we have here in California. And then we have a wild card, which is really an opportunity for chefs to get as creative as they want to get using California cheeses as the base. So we take 4 finalists from those 3 categories. So we bring 12 of them out to Napa, California, the Culinary Institute at the end of July to crown a champion. And I will say, if you go to that website, realcaliforniamilkfoodservice.com, we've been doing this for 7 years. So we have about 50 professional chefs that are really excellent pizza makers that have provided us with some great winning recipes that we all have posted on the site. So it's worth checking out.
It all sounds wonderful. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Katie Cameron from the California Milk Advisory Board, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
And thank you all for watching.